Welcome back, everybody. This is Rabbi Aharon with Rabbi Aharon Attitude Adjustment. If indeed you are still sick and tired of being sick and tired, pay attention. This is going to help you get better, okay? Now, after last week, I had some people ask me, and they said it was a little confusing. First you say you need to ask, then you say you just need to say thank you for everything, even in advance. And how do you reconcile these two things? Well, first of all, it depends on your spiritual level and where exactly you are. Now, if you understand and can deal with the fact that asking for something from the creator of the universe would be like asking a billionaire to give you a penny, you can just say thank you. You're at a level that's high enough. If you can understand that, wrap your head around it, and understand that if the answer doesn't come back as you want it, I'm talking about things that you truly need and things that will help you in your life, and you figure the answer doesn't come back the way you want it, you either ask for the wrong thing or there's a mistake. There's usually no mistakes because Hashem doesn't make mistakes. Therefore, make sure that what you're asking for is something that is of value and is a necessity. I'm going to tell you something else this week. I'm going to borrow something from my Rav. He said, this week he was talking about the Parsha Shavua and how Jacob blessed his children before he passed on. And he went to his son Issachar. Now, Issachar was a student. He was a great Talmid Chacham, a great, very renowned, wise student. And he said to him, Issachar, you're a donkey. I want you to sink that in for a minute. Just let that sink in. You're a donkey? What kind of a nice thing is this to say to your son, who you know is a great scholar? Well, we have to understand in the hierarchy of the world that as your prayers go to heaven, they're helped along by angels along the way. I know for some of you this may be a mind stretch, but just trust me for a moment on this. Now, since there's balance in the universe, you have to understand that there are good angels, and there are angels that are on the dark side, so to speak. Now, the good angels want to pass your request right to Hashem so they get fulfilled. The dark angels, however, will do their best to block them. Therefore, on a good request, the good angel will keep passing it along. The bad angels will try to stop it. However, when you have a request that seems like it's not good, the dark side angels are more than happy to pass it along. So he said you are a donkey. What he meant was you have strong bones, and like a donkey who is smaller than a horse but can carry more than a horse, you'll be carrying the burden of Torah on your back. This is a good thing, and it goes straight to Hashem, and it was a compliment, and it was a bracha, a blessing for his son. It's what we call a left-handed compliment or a backdoor compliment. A good example of this would be someone who, for example, has not found their shidduch or soulmate yet. And you bless them with this blessing. May your wife make your life extremely difficult. And now he doesn't have a wife yet, so this entails him getting one in order for that to happen. Now a wife, for those of you who have one, you know, they all make your life extremely difficult, and that's their job. Their job is to help you make the improvements that you need to make in this life, make the soul corrections you need to make. So in order to do that, sometimes they can be extremely difficult. But you see, the angels pass us along as a request for a wife. The dark side angels will pass us along as a request for a difficult wife. Still, the request goes through because it's a good thing. You're supposed to be married. It's a mitzvah. And it goes straight through to Hashem. That's why it's important. Another thing you should always remember is whenever you request, whenever you pray, whenever you do a mitzvah, anything you do for the creator of the universe should be done in joy. There's a very, very famous Kabbalist called the Arizal HaKadosh. Now, the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, lived in Safat in the 1500s, so it's a long time ago. And they asked him how he was able to be as holy as he was and to be able to get the requests he could get. As a matter of fact, it said that even when Hashem himself made a decree, the Arizal could get him to invert that decree, to reverse it. How could he do this? And he said, the only reason I got to be where I am, in the position where I am, is because I lived every day of my life in total joy and happiness. If you can do that, a lot of what you're asking for will come to you. So the answer to the question of this week as to whether you have to ask or you don't have to ask depends on where you're holding. If you believe that your request should be answered because Hashem is a great father and what you're asking for is truly something that he'd be happy for you to have, just say thank you. If you haven't gotten to that point yet, it's perfectly okay to ask. Ask for anything, but remember what we said last week. Be careful what you ask for. You may surely get it. Make sure that you've thought about the consequences of anything you ask for as well. Now, if you like today's shiur and you'd like to hear more, or if you know anybody who might be able to benefit from these shiurim, these little lectures, these little 5-minute lectures, these are all posted on YouTube. All you have to do is go to Rabbi, R-A-B-B-I, Aharon, A-H-A-R-O-N, Attitude Adjustment. And you'll see about 13 or 14 of them right now. But for right now, you have a great Shabbos, a great weekend, a terrific week ahead. God bless. All the best. Be well. Bye-bye.